Yes, indeed, I'm walking. Oh yeah, just for me, I'm walking. Thank you for the company. I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking. So happy to be walking, happy to be walking. Thank you for the company. Walking, yes indeed, I'm walking. Oh yeah, just for me, I'm walking. Thank you for the company. I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking. So happy to be walking, happy to be walking. Thank you for the company. Walking, yes indeed, I'm walking. Oh yeah, just for me, I'm walking. Thank you for the company. I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking. So happy to be walking, happy to be walking. Thank you for the company. Walking, yes indeed, I'm walking. Oh yeah, just for me, I'm walking. Thank you.
Grade, why is it? I know y'all already on, probably already on your treadmill, probably already on your bike and stuff. Grade, why isn't?
Power on. Bluetooth mode.
Grade, why isn't?
Walking, yes indeed, I'm walking. Oh,
I gotta tell ya, grade, why isn't? Let's start this Friday walk. Let's get this party started right. So far, I think the cameras look really good. Yeah. Let me just do one little thing. You know, it's always one thing, but y'all should be real close to sweat by now. You know what I mean? Oh boy, don't want that to tip over. Ooh, child. As old Tracy would say, Tracy used to be a avatar. And I didn't like it. I don't like people who hide behind avatars. You know? They hide behind them like, sorry, Ubus Tubus. Let's see if I can get this a lot clearer and better without knocking over something. And because it's like they're chickens, they hide behind things. You know? They hide behind stuff. So I never liked the whole avatar thing. And she was doing a lot of, excuse my French, fuck shit, hiding behind an avatar. This is an adult show. No kids viewership is encouraged. So after she went to jail for doxing, I'm not gonna say allegedly because everyone was talking about her being in jail. Now this is allegedly because I wasn't there. Allegedly, she was calling to report people to the police department in Texas. I don't understand with all this Black Lives Matter. I'm telling you, I do everything within my power not to have interactions with those people. Yeah, they do serve a purpose. And yeah, they could be good in case of emergencies. But, I often thought about this when I lived in Mount Vernon. We lived in Mount Vernon. This is going back to 1988. And the whole fire department was white people. Even though Yearwood was the first black mayor and all that kind of stuff, they were all white. And I used to say to myself, would they really put out a fire at my house? Would they really rush in and save me? See, I always had a question mark there. So I've always been fire safety conscious, But anyway, that was a time. That was a time. That was definitely a time. Yeah, I knew that. And I'm searching for the thought that I had. The best thing about my lives and stuff like that, when I look at it, I don't see anyone. So I do feel really free to speak my mind and be me and forget. But that's why I have to make notes. Then I can always go back and get notes. Or look at it. Anyway, if you walk with me all this week, you did 5 weeks of 45 minutes. I was supposed to do the math to say, like when I was a half hour, I would say like if you did 6 days, you did 3 hours. But I think you did pretty good. Let's see. Yep. Okay. So, yeah. About 4.5, right? 5 hours. Not bad. Easy peasy. Let me stick with my list so I can keep my train of thought. Now, yesterday I forgot. I was swimming yesterday. I was swimming in the pool. I splashed because I haven't really did this in such a long time, swimming. So now I really have to sit down in the pool and just do the arm rotations until that gets back into my muscle memory. But I was splashing like a kid. You thought I was drowning. I was like, wow. Has it been that long? Yeah, it has been. So, but that was fun. I woke up this morning, I didn't have to take a shower. I didn't wake up sweaty or anything. I woke up, my whole body was cool. So, that's the positive side of it. So I think I'm going to be able to get through. Sometimes the heat make my blood pressure and everything rise up. It changes from season to season. We're creatures of season. And I know in the wintertime, I steam in sauna. And in the summertime, water. So that was fun. And it was great waking up, not being sweaty. Okay, so let me stick with my list. Okay. Oof. Maybe that's why I started talking about something that was so easy for me to forget. Because the topic that was coming up is, now I was born in the 50s. So in the 60s, early 60s, as a kid, we used to have these brown paper bags all over the place. Brown paper bags. Yep. all over the place. So I didn't know what they were. So I would pick them up, and my mother, not my grandma, my mother would say, oh, she would smack your hand. Put it down. Don't you touch that. Don't you touch that. That's glue bags. I was like, glue bags? Of course. I don't know. And I always, when I asked my sisters anything, I wanted to answer desperately because I had to. You know, like now we have the internet. Hold on, y'all. I think this camera is doing something. We got the internet now, but we didn't always have it, so you had to ask people or go to the library, but that's a long another racist situation. But my sisters, after calling me stupid, you so stupid. And I, in my head, I was like, just answer the question. And then they told me that they take glue and put it in the bottom of the bag, then take the brown bag over their face like that and huff it. And those bags were all over the place. And then there was something more dangerous, because my mother had to have that, if you see a needle on the ground, don't touch it. Don't kick it. Don't do nothing. Walk around it. Get away from it. They made it seem like needles were like the worst thing in the world, and then didn't understand when they took you to the doctor and you cried because you didn't want a needle. They had forgot that they had made you very, very afraid of needles because they were heroin needles that was left literally on the ground. Anywhere. Kids were getting pricked and getting all kind of diseases. But that was then. So that had to be more like the heroin needles started like the latter part of the 60s. Because they was in the parks and stuff like that. You know, as kids playing around the park, that's where they were. So, then it was, cocaine didn't leave anything. Cocaine, and I don't think cocaine was in our neighborhood. Really wasn't. I think they used to say cocaine was a wealthy man's, it was a wealthy man's dessert, not a poor man's dessert. So, they didn't, I'm trying to put my tissues somewhere. Yeah, I didn't see any tales of that. But, in New York City, when the crack addiction, oh wait, I'm skipping marijuana. You used to always see tray bags and nickel bags, wrappings of marijuana. So you knew, like, you know, they give themselves away all the time. So you knew that there was like somebody selling marijuana clothes, you know. And then crack came. And along with crack came the crack bottles. And they were everywhere. 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 All over. They were all over the place. And now, there's no tattoo marks that I'm aware of, that I see around. But now with heroin, they got fentanyl and stuff like that, and all this other crazy stuff. But I want to share with you that history, that in all of them, all of the addictions, the major, that I believe, from my reading is that crack was the worst. Because crack hit around the same time as AIDS hit. See? So it was like a double whammy. And I lost so many people that I knew to either or. To either or, honey. Friends, relatives. That was horrible. And I think, like, definitely folks of my generation, I don't get too twisted when I realize that my viewership is such. I don't get too twisted. Because I know we lost a lot of them. And then at this age, with the coronavirus, I know I lost a lot more. And that's why I'm so happy to exercise and happy to be walking. Because I'm still here walking. Or as I said, among the walking. I'm walking. So I guess I'm one of the walkers. So, when I think back on it, it's so many friends gone. That virus came through. It was horrible. And then, years later, I'm here, and it's the coronavirus. And it's wiping folks out, left and right. So again, I can appreciate why I don't have any viewership. But for those of you who are here, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Okay, and now I'm going to switch topics because I want to go to the song. Now, it came upon me that when I was trying to think of what, a good song for the show that'll make the viewers feel good about themselves if they sung it. And then that's why the words came, just for me. But I realized that people listen to it and say, oh, she's just talking about herself. This is all about her and exercise. I don't want to watch it. It's so boring. But if you sing the song, like if my daughter Leslie sung the song, when she said just for me, it would be just for Leslie. You see? Which should make her feel good. Makes me feel good when I say I'm walking just for me. That I'm caring about myself. Now, I know in cult world, that's a no-no. Because you're not supposed to think of yourself. That's called being selfish. You either think of the collective or you think of the cult leader. Or the huge cult organization from which your organization is a twig on that tree. So, when I say just for me, say if Mary was singing the song, and she got to the part where she said just for me, Mary is exercising just for Mary. She's not exercising to prove anything to me, anybody else, cousin, doctor. I remember I used to hear people say all the time, oh, I'm going to do something. Because my doctor, if my doctor see, if my doctor know. And I used to always say, you don't give a shit about you. He done forgot about you when you walked out the office. But I didn't say anything. And then I said, come on, let's go exercise. And they said, no, my doctor said I can't exercise. I can't work out. It's my shoulder. It's my back. Okay. So what are you doing for your shoulder and back? Oh, I'm taking prescription medication. I was like, okay, then I can understand why your doctor doesn't want you to work out. To engage your muscle, to engage your core, to protect you and start healing your body and straightening everything out. I totally understand it. And you can't sing that song just for you. Don't hate the hater. It's the game. But we work all this week, and it feels good. And then, see, I have more notes. See how I can stay on topic if I have my notes? But if I randomly go out there on my own, I forget. Ooh, eye doctor's appointment next week. Maybe about a week or two, you'll be seeing me with with lenses that ain't so smoky you can see my eyeballs. Oof. Y'all know what you're doing that. Oh, before we go, I'm sitting on, well, before we take our break and drink some water, we're at the 20-minute mark. We're coming up to the 20-minute mark. And I was out with my daughter, and I heard the ting, 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 like from Cash App. Oh, thanks for coming on the walk. Mm-hmm. And I said, oh, you got a Cash App? But she wasn't going to say she had one. And I said, you know what? I have never received a Cash App. She sent me a $5 Cash App. That's when I realized that my notifications wasn't turned on. So the only one time I had a chance to hear the ding, 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 I blew it. I tried to Cash App myself, but since it was coming off from the same account, I just wanted to hear the ding, 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 ding. So, anywho, I just figured I'd put that out there. I think I was talking to Smith, and Smith said, oh, I love the sound of that ringing. And I was like, wow. Maybe I'll get me like a gift card. And then, but I think you gotta have a Cash App account in order to do it. I got a Cash App account, which is me, which I don't think I'll let it give it to me to myself. So anyway, let's move on. Hey y'all, it's almost time for our water break. Please like, comment, share, tell a friend, tell a friend. Let's see. I'm using the bars like Tyrone said. Hey y'all, let's get some water.
I'm walking. Thank you for the company. I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking. So happy to be walking. Happy to be walking. Thank you for the company.
Water. That water feels good.
Walking. Yes, indeed, I'm walking. I'm walking. I'm walking. Just for me, I'm walking. Thank you for the company. I'm walking. I'm walking. I'm walking. I'm walking. So happy to be walking. Happy to be walking.
Hey Diane, thanks for coming on a walk. Good morning. Sometimes Diane says, Vicky, I slept in. What?
Walking.
Thanks, Diane. Hey, Canada. But for the past few days, Diane has been up. Diane, I'm going to read it. Yeah, I'll read it right at the end. Whew. Here we go. Let's wrap this up. Thanks for coming on the walk, Diane. She sent me a message. but I can't see it. Maybe with my new glasses. I would have to put the camera so close to me that you'll only be able to see like my middle section up. And for me, it's important for you to see my feet moving, because first of all, folks are so quick to call you a liar. Ha! She's sitting there with her feet up, talking. So that's one reason why I want you to see my feet moving. And another reason is, when you see my feet moving, it could trigger something in you where you'd want your feet to start moving. Either walking wall to wall, sitting down, kicking your feet. Maybe you want your arms to start moving. So you would start using your weights. When your arms got tired, you take a break and you start again. And I wish I could read Diane's message. But, so, that's why I won't put the camera like right in my face where I can read messages, because the whole point is trying to motivate y'all and encourage me, because the cameras obviously is encouraging me and my commitment to y'all. So, okay, let's move on to the next. Ooh! Ooh! I found this. My daughter found it. It's a streaming service. It's called All Black TV, I think. Don't quote me on it. But I have seen so far 2 good movies. When I turn on the TV, okay, when I turn on TV, the first place I go to is YouTube. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. When I turn on the TV, the first place app I go to is the YouTube app. And then after that, I go to the All Black TV. And they always have a good movie that's hidden. I mean, I haven't seen before. And a real good quality. So I'm enjoying that. So I'm glad my daughter got that. I think she said it's only like $2.99 a month. Wow. Real good stuff. Not old. And new actors and actresses. And I haven't gotten into it yet, but they got plays. Black plays there. So I'm going there. Yes. It made me think of my book, Tell the Truth, Shame the Devil, that I wrote in 1997. And I put in there, I didn't know anything about streaming service, but I wanted a channel that produced all black movies and stuff. You know? And here it is. I lived long enough to see it. You know? And to understand what I'm seeing. And this is a sidetrack, will probably take me down some pit, and then I'll be staring at the camera. Well, I forgot, but maybe not. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Remember I said I'm going to make sure a few times a week that when I get older and I look back at this, I can be saying it to myself. And just to remember that even as I get old, as long as I'm still here, I love this human experience. I love it. When I first came in, it was rough. Nay, real rough. Born of a mother who was fleeing. Everyone said, oh, they flee in Europe. They flee in this. My mother was fleeing the bigotry and racism of the state of Virginia. My father was fleeing from the bigotry and racism of Charleston, South Carolina. So it was rough in the beginning. Because they were immigrants. They were fleeing. Just like, oh, this one was fleeing from here, they was fleeing from there. Everybody was fleeing from foreign countries, but we fled from the south to the half an inch better north. So, they didn't talk about love themselves. They just came from enslavement. And then they came through the cult process. Because right after enslavement, just as enslavement was coming to an end, they had the cults already in place. You see, even during enslavement time, you could have your own cult. Each plantation could have their own cult, where the cult leader would call you on Sunday and read to you what the plantation master wanted him to read to you and tell you to do. And it was usually stuff like, obey your master, don't resist. That was aimed for women, you know, because plantation owners used to go through their plantations. They said, oh, wasn't a lot of rapists and stuff during that time? No, it wasn't. You could walk on a plantation, walk into a slave's quarter, and rape, go through the whole plantation, and get back on your horse and go on about your business. Nothing would happen. So of course not. Maybe in the north with the immigrants that was coming from Europe, and they called it rape, but I don't know, in the south, it was something that they just did. Their daddy did it. Their daddy did it. Their uncle daddy did it. Their uncle daddy did it. So they didn't have all that love in their heart. And like I said, then the cults came through. And the cult leader, he got the best women. He can do it. He got the best food. And everybody listened to what he said. And he said, go back and work hard. And that's what the cult leaders did. So that's where my mother and father came from. So the talk of love for kids, like my mother loved me and she would say it, and I would say it back to her. But at that time, it wasn't all that relationship lovey stuff. And they didn't do self-love, you know. Because if you thought too highly of yourself, remember with the cold teaching, something's going to happen bad to you if you think too highly of yourself. Because the only person you're supposed to think highly about is either your cult leader or the messages that the cult leader said he got. And I used to, okay, I'm going off topic, so hopefully I'll forget. I often wondered, and I used to sit there and say, why can't I never hear God talk to me? And if I share that God talked to me, why is it that me side out like I'm crazy? I couldn't understand it. And I remember, I had my cousins used to say, like my grandmother would get on them, and they would say, well, Jesus told me to so and so and so. First she said, you blasphemer, use the Lord's name in vain, blah, blah, blah. And don't be stupid, they're going to lock you up. So, I was like, but every Sunday, the pastor say God tell him or Jesus tell him, why does he only speak to specific people? And only specific people can repeat it and not be deemed crazy. I understand now why when I did my AIDS plays, which was to get the churches to open up and, stop saying that people who had AIDS was demon bound. But now that I know how cults work, that's just what they do. But I understand why the resistance against me was because they knew it was bullshit, and I was talking to them as if it was real. As if, yes, I could really go into church, and we could sing and look at AIDS information, and then all of a sudden, people will be cured all over the earth. And they were like, no, that's not going to happen. So, I just didn't understand why everybody couldn't just go around saying that they had a direct talk with God or Jesus or whoever the power is. Why is it only special white people, special men, and then you kind of look at it and you say, oh, okay, that's a cult. And only cult leaders can do it, because you got to look up to the cult leader. Ergo, I'm no cult leader. So if I say he talked to me, I'm going to get locked up and get some pharmaceutical stuffed up my butt. But, glad that's not my worry. And it's Friday, y'all. Whew. It's Friday. Yes. It's Friday. Thank you for coming on the walk. I know you got to feel good walking every day. My legs feel strong. I'm sweating. I always love to sweat. I love to sweat. Maybe that's why I didn't get my hair processed and stuff all the time and stuff like that. Because when I wasn't getting my hair processed and dyed, I couldn't work out. Because my sweat would literally eat out the perm process. But I just wanted to sweat and work out. But then there was peer pressure. You gotta have your hair done, straight and fried. You gotta have your makeup on your face. What do you mean you want to sweat? I love sweating. When I get upstairs, I almost have to roll these clothes off because I sweated underneath it. I love sweating. So y'all look at me, oh, she got all that on. She must be sweating. Bingo! Bingo! I am. When I get off of here, I am almost drenched. I can't put these back. Everything has to be washed again. And I love it. That's what I'm doing it for. You said, boy, but you're moving so slow. You're really not getting anything. You're moving really slow. That don't mean nothing, honey. That don't sweat is sweat and sweat is sweat. You just gotta make sure it don't fall down in your eye, but I don't think I'm doing all that, you know? But working on the core. So glad I don't got no stomach sitting on my hip. My hip is doing good. My hip is doing great because my core is holding everything up. And it's wonderful. And I feel good. And I feel strong. And that's what it's about. And I hope you feel strong too. And I hope you feel good too. And I hope it's doing something for you. Yep, I knew it would take a while, but I knew I'd be able to walk without holding on. But you got to give yourself a chance. You just keep doing it till you get it the way you want to. But I knew it would take a little while after getting off the bike and getting past the new treadmill and everything. And then it would come. and I'd be able to balance myself. Whew. Oh yes, I went for a pedicure yesterday. Yes, my only second pedicure in my whole life. I've always been able to take care of my feet, trim my toenails, uh, scrape the dead skin off my feet. I've always been able to do it myself. But now, though I can soak my feet, I can scrape the dead skin off, I can't get to my corns, and I can't clip my nails. I don't think it's doctor worthy. I think that a pedicurist could do it, and they did. She did. She went near that area that I was having that ingrown was trying to come through. I've been fighting it ever since John at Planet Fitness had me doing planks, and I got my first ingrown. I've been fighting it out, rebending it, shaving. I was doing good until I couldn't see what I was doing. So then I went to a pedicurist, and they were Korean, and they were nice, and they were quick, and they were efficient. And I was 45 minutes on my foot, and I was up and out that chair. So, no. You see why I want all my Medicare money? I don't want to pay no doctor to do that. I got to do that myself. Cash payment. I don't want no doctors. I work hard all my life. Get Social Security and Medicare. And the only two ways. Oh yeah, you can get like a companion, someone to help you. But you got to be damn near need a dog blind. Walking around carrying a kidney, an exterior kidney with IVs running through you. But if you're halfway to anything, just like, you know what? I just can't reach up that far anymore, and I want it done. I don't have the stamina to... No. That comes out of pocket. But if you go to a doctor and he give you prescriptions, fill you up with pharmaceutical stuff, and say your body is so broke down and horrible and you got to go see him 9 times a week, then Medicare says, oh, you can have a housekeeper. I don't know. I want my money, and I know what I'm going to use it for. For my housekeeper and for my pedicure. I don't have to get a bucket of soap water no more. Been doing that all my life. This is my second time getting a pedicure. And she cut back my nails just the way I used to do it. Comfortable. Got rid of that corn just the way I used to. But now I gotta go get a doctor. So then the doctor said, oh, I'll cut off your corn, but it's a bone. So now I gotta break your bone. You gotta go into surgery. I'll break your bone and set it, and then that way you won't get corns anymore. I'm going on 65. I can go get a pedicure, and she just cuts it down. Why I gotta get fucking surgery on a goddamn toe? Why? Oh, because I got Medicare, and I'm old, and Medicare will only pay for a foot doctor recommendation to have my toe broken so I won't get corns no more. And everybody know that doesn't work. So, no, I don't look forward to to the Medicare, and just the fact that anything, say if I want a nutritionist, well, I can only get a nutritionist or a natural doctor. A natural doctor I got to pay for. A doctor to cut me up, Medicare will pay for. A natural doctor and nutritionist that'll tell me what to take in my body to stay alive. It don't come through Medicare. What comes through Medicare is the one that says, well, you're old, but we cut this off for you. Then you won't feel that pain. You just feel the pain from being cut where the cut is. Or let the pharmaceutical companies get you some subscription. Why should you? Why should you eat healthy? I'm sure there's a pill for it and you got Medicare. They don't care. You can go ahead. Let me cut that off for you. Let me get rid of that stomach for you. Oh, let me get all of them gallbladders and stuff for you. Oh, just a cut fest. But for a natural doctor, nutritionist, maybe a cook to come over and make a few meals and put them in the freezer for you. A doctor to give you a prescription, to give you enough drugs so you can run around the house and make your own food. Medicare say, well, I'm telling you, I see these old people, my age, they open that pocketbook. Do you know that they have a whole makeup case full of medication? Let's do 10. A whole makeup case. So they'll pay for all that medication. And you gotta pay a copay. Wouldn't pay for a chef to come in and make you some food where you don't got all that grease in it. Wouldn't do that. Like I said, you gotta be damn near dead to get some aid or CNN to come in and do something in your house. That don't happen. Ain't no money for no housekeeper. Because every dime I get, this is what I'm looking at 65. At 65, I will start be paying more taxes than I have ever paid in my whole life. I'll be paying, let's put it like this, I'll be paying more taxes on money that I already paid taxes on than my whole life. That at 65, you can be indebted for taxes. You can have liens on your house and shit for taxes because you get money that you already paid taxes on. Do this 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's what I see for 65. Drowning in taxes and drowning in bills and taxes and state taxes, finna clean me out. Tuck in your elbows. Let's go. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And one for big luck. Yeah, y'all.
Yes, indeed, I'm walking.
Thanks, come on along. I'm turning 65, and little Social Security money I get gonna go all the taxes. State tax eat me up. City tax eat me up. Federal tax eat me up.
walk, keep walking. Thank you for
Thanks
the
for coming on the walk.
company.
Thanks for your time. Please, thank you for your like, comment, shares. Thank you for your subscriptions. Thank you for your subscriptions. Thank you for coming. Please subscribe, like, comment, share. Have a great weekend. Let me see what Diane wrote me. Y'all, hold on a minute. Ha! Good morning to you too, Diane. Oh, you enjoy your cup of tea. Oh, I can and we'll get back. Okay, all right. Diane says she's going to get back to her routine. Yes, indeed, Diane. Thanks for coming back on your routine with me. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you on Monday.